Good evening, everybody. How are you all? Hi, Jasneet. Geeta, hello. Batman ki beti. You're scaring me now. Funky t-shirts. Akhil doesn't allow me to wear it. He says आप lose कर दोगे. I'm slightly bigger than him. So yeah, Nisha, Palak. Good evening, everybody. So today we are going to do one more interesting Friday session, which is going to get you thinking for a while. And as you must have heard the subject or you have read it, uh, yes, Rajni, I know we are all trying to be positive during this time, and we all know that we have to come out victorious and we have to face it. What is. Great. So, coming to today's subject, I hope I have pinned it. I was told that I could do it and I have done it. Yes, so the art of asking. Asking in Hindi उसे कहते हैं मांगना. And it is a very, very new area that you must have not realized how useful this is. But this is the crux of our life's happiness. So today I'm going to really share some beautiful insights. Asking is not mangna only. Asking is also पूछना. Asking is also ready रहना कि जो जवाब आएगा that is okay. And today we will be doing this entire session after we did the other day of acts of kindness, जिसमें हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा या जाना. I sent you a list of the 100 acts of kindness we can do. Today we are going to look at the other area. And why do I call this the art of asking? Why is asking an art? It's an art because it is something that requires a skill set. It requires practice. You require to be good at asking. Invariably, we reach a situation in our life when we need to ask, and if we have not flexed our muscles or if we have not practiced asking, it makes us feel very uncomfortable doing it. So the more you learn this art, the more you practice, just like every other art, like driving a car, riding a bicycle, cooking, music, makeup, all this, similarly, asking is a very, very crucial art of a human being's requirement. And the more sooner you learn about asking, the more you will be able to achieve more. And asking will give you a lot of experiences that you would have never got. Asking doesn't mean begging. Asking doesn't make you small. Remember that. मांगने से आप छोटे नहीं हो जाते. This is a belief we have been having since childhood. I remember as a child going to my relatives' houses and their plate कुछ serve होती थी center table पे, and I used to say, auntie, can I take this? Can I take this? And my mom used to scold me. नहीं आती है, लोगों से मांगते हो. And we all have been told that sometimes in life that मांगने से हम छोटे हो जाते हैं या हम बहुत weak feel करते हैं every time we ask. I don't know how many of you have felt, but I had carried this belief all through my school childhood. It had made me feel very low that why is asking so bad? But it was much later when I did the EST program where I was taught that asking is a beautiful art. And we were given a homework which I am going to give you today, a lovely homework. And the homework is that every time you leave home after this lockdown opens up, practice the art of asking, because when you practice, you become good at it. And when I mean practice, you do not have to come back home. In our EST program, we were made to go out for lunch. We were sent out in the afternoon and we were told not to come back to the class till we receive at least 10 no's as an answer. When I mean, when you ask something from somebody, किसी से अगर आपने कुछ पूछा या मांगा, तो उस बंदे को आपको नहीं बोलना चाहिए. When you get 10 no's, only then you are allowed to come back to the class, and you will be surprised till 3 p.m. For almost 2 hours, many people could not come back. You know, जब हम किसी से कुछ पूछते हैं या मांगते हैं या रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं या फेवर पूछते हैं, उस बंदे को कितनी मुश्किल होती है नो बोलने को. How many times have you been able to do it? You are giving the giver. You are giving the giver an opportunity to share with you what he has in abundance. Because the beauty is you will only ask when you know somebody has it. You will not ask when you see somebody deprived of anything. So when you ask for anything, do not feel hesitant कि उसके पास होगा या नहीं. And yes, asking definitely makes you look foolish for the few seconds or a minute that you ask. But it gives you a lifetime of transformation. You become a totally different person. So it's okay to look foolish, but have a lifetime of clarity. Now, what is asking? Let me give you some other words for this word asking. Asking मतलब सिर्फ मांगना नहीं, सिर्फ beg नहीं करना. Asking also means inquiring. Asking also means requesting. Asking also means could you please. Asking also means would it be okay please. And seeking is also asking, also request and inquiry. So yes, asking, that brings us to a very important area which is called asking questions. Now that is also asking. Very few of us have cultivated this beautiful habit of asking a question. We have always been taught or been relating to something that I always break down as ASSUME. We always assume rather than taking the simple path of asking. And assumption will always lead to jumping to conclusions which will be extremely harmful in many times. So asking questions, we attach certain expectations. When we attach, yes, learning also is a form of asking. When you ask something, you are also asking to learn. As a matter of fact, with asking, we have a hidden expectation within us. When not met, it is going to be extremely painful. Yeah, so we need to check our expectations, because our expectation is अगर मैंने मांगा और उसने नहीं बोला तो मेरा ego hurt हो गया. Asking invariably is related with ego. Do you remember as a child, when you were young, you never felt ashamed to ask for anything? Can I have this? What will I get for my birthday? What is happening on this? Asking like a child is different, but as soon as we grow up, we develop a kind of ego which makes us feel मैं थोड़ी पूछ सकता हूँ, मैं क्यों मांगूं? But do you know about Google? Let me share something about Google. Google is what? It's a search engine. We all ask. Don't we ask from Google? How many questions do we ask? So I was just going through some data and I was informed that every day, you know how many people ask Google some questions? And to your surprise, let me tell you, Google gets 63,000 questions per second. That's the number of questions people ask. That makes it 3.8 million in a minute. And that makes it 5.6 billion questions a day is what Google answers. So a beautiful thing to worry or understand is what was happening to the world before Google. Whom did we go to ask for all these questions? I remember as a child, asking helped us build relationships so beautifully. Even when we were driving anywhere, we would stop and speak to strangers and ask them for the way. I remember my mother sending me to my neighbor's house and telling me, jaake thodi dahi le aa. We would ask for small cooking utensils, and that built a bond between families. But today we believe we are so self-reliant that we have stopped asking totally. We have added a meaning to the word asking, and we start believing that if somebody will refuse, that means that I am not good enough. And that gives us a hurt. But we have stopped asking for small things. We don't go to our neighbors. We don't ask our best friends. We are scared to ask our colleagues in office for small favors. We are scared to ask for a raise. We are scared to propose to a girl. How many times I have seen people are scared. What if she say no? And I'm telling you, what if she says yes? Girls are scared to tell boys that they have a crush on them because what will they think about me? They will label me bad. Why is it so? Rather than assuming, asking is much, much better. Now, the thing is, what can you ask? Somebody asked me if learning is asking. Yes, asking is asking questions. Asking is asking for help. Asking for your feelings. How do you feel about me? What is your feeling about a particular area? Asking for opinions. Asking for ideas. Yes, how difficult it is to ask somebody's opinion. How difficult it is to ask somebody's idea. We would rather go to the wrong way, or trust Google more. But what you're depriving yourself is of a great relationship to speak to somebody. Asking for small favors. Like the other day, let me share one example. I was working on my computer 20 days back in the middle of this lockdown, and my computer charging cord went off. And all that I had to do is go to all my groups and just ask for can I ask for a small favor as my Apple charger has conked off? Is there somebody in my building or neighborhood who can offer me a charger? To my surprise, I was offered 4 chargers, and one of them offered me to keep it as long as I wanted because he had a spare one and he wasn't using that particular Apple computer. So that's one beautiful thing. Asking for small things, like for an example, I remember once driving down from city to home, and at a Mahim signal I was extremely hungry. It was a traffic jam. In the middle of the traffic jam, I was driving my car, and in the car next to me there were this group of young boys and girls who were having some vada pav and wafers. Now I did a very small thing, that I opened the window and I said, guys, you having some fun? They said yes. I said, yeah, even I'm very hungry, please give me one of the vada pavs. Now it may seem stupid, it may seem foolish, but I'm telling you, they were so courteous. They gave me 2 vada pavs, they gave me a packet of wafers, they gave me a bottle of water. And what I'm trying to say is, it is not literally begging. How happy they felt that somebody is asking them for something. Give people a chance to love and to share you. Propose things. And remember, like I said, with your expectations, be okay with no as an answer. It's absolutely fine if somebody says no. No doesn't mean that you are not good. Don't attach a meaning. And why I call this an art? Because this needs to be practiced. People who are joining me late, Saksham, this is also for you. Priya, remember one thing, that after 99 no's comes 10 straight yeses. To hit a bullseye arrow, you will have to try 100 times before you can master it. So start mastering your art of asking to succeed. If you want to excel in any good new habit. I used to remember my teacher in school telling us that you cannot walk because everybody is walking. You have to leapfrog. You have to jump like a frog if you want to be ahead of others. But Indu Shahani, the principal of HR College, once taught us leapfrog was for school. Now you have to pole vault. That means you have to run, use a pole and take ahead. So you have to master all those acts and actions that will help you evolve and grow ahead in life. Don't be scared to ask. As a matter of fact, let me share another lovely incident that happened with me in a small city close to Mexico called Belize. I distinctly remember sitting in a restaurant there with a few of my friends, and my school friend had invited me there. And while we were sitting there, a friend of his walked into the restaurant. He was a very, very smart, handsome young guy who walked up, and my friend walked up and told, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so happy I met you." And that guy said, "Oh, are you really happy to meet me?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Then okay, then buy me a drink, buy me a beer." And for me, it was strange that what a way to behave with somebody who's telling you that I'm glad to meet you. But my friend immediately said, "Please offer them beer on me." But you will be surprised, before we could even receive our bill, that man had offered to pay our entire bill. So yes, these are small things. Asking when you're checking into an aircraft, and when you ask the air hostess, you be polite, and you ask, "Is there any chances that I could get an upgrade?" You ask for a seat with a better leg room. Because when you ask, it also depends on how do you ask. A very simple way which we were taught in languagism is that, could I ask you for a small favor? Could I ask you for a favor? Would it be possible if I could borrow this from you? And the beauty is, when you complete that act, you should also cover it up with a lovely sentence saying, I owe you one. You can ask me for a favor. In Purane Zamane also, even gods used to grant you, मांग तुझे क्या मांगना है. But we've started feeling self-reliant, even asking questions. We are scared to ask questions from our own parents, from our best friends. So today I'm going to take a very small insights on the kinds of questions. We ask Google many questions. I remember the other day I put up a post, if you guys saw. There is this one girl who's one of my followers, and she's put up a post from Google. Google, my neighbor is robbing all my plants. And every time I put up 5-6 plants outside my house, my neighbor comes and robs them. So she's asking Google how to stop that. And I was wondering, what a question to ask Google. But Google has like 684,000 answers to that one question. I gave her a very simple answer. I said, why don't you go there and don't assume why she's robbing. Go and ask your neighbor, what is it that you love so much about my plants? Please feel free to take whenever you want, but put them back. Also, ask her, when is your birthday, so you can go and gift her some more plants. Okay, now this is coming out of emotion. You are open to giving also. Giving also gives us a joy. There are clarifying questions. What was told? What happened? These clarifying questions basically avoid making a lot of false assumptions. So it's okay to ask rather than assume, did that person do this? Avoid making false. Then there are adjoining questions that are related to aspects of your life which haven't yet come, but you anticipate them. There are anticipations. This works mainly, one, when you're starting a new business or borrowing loans. Also, extremely important art of asking is when you are about to get married. I am telling you, this is one skill set which will change the dynamics of your life. If you ask the right questions to the person you are getting married, you need to literally take classes on what to ask, how to ask, and not feel embarrassed about asking extremely personal questions when you're getting married, because it's a matter of a lifetime, friends. Also, asking before questions which they may make you feel stupid and embarrassed. कि यार लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे. It is okay. It is okay to ask for a small loan. It is okay to ask for a small favor at regular intervals. There are elevating questions. These questions take us higher. Now, these questions are usually asked to your seniors. Like when you want to ask for a raise, or when you want to ask how to go to the next level in business. When you go to your investors, you go to your mentors, how to get a level better in life. And the best way to ask these elevating questions to successful people whom you look up to is, how can I? Would you be able to connect me to? Like a small phone call through a well-connected man can get you done jobs that will take you months and years to go through. And if you have not practiced this art of asking, you will always mess up wrong, because remember one thing, asking the right questions is the secret to asking. It is not asking. Sometimes we do not know how to ask the right questions and we get not the right answers. For that you require to practice. They say the quality of the answer depends on the quality of the questions that you ask. So please check what are the questions. If you want to Google, ask Google, how do I ask for XYZ? How do I get better at asking? How do I get better at receiving with love rather than feeling guilty? How do I make sure that I have the ability to go back without having an ego, without having a clarity that I have been receiving so much from so many people? So let us now, time to go back. And now one other secret that I will tell you about asking. Invariably, after asking, we continue to give justifications. You know why I'm doing this, you know why this. After you've put up the right question for asking, the best way is to stay quiet for the next few seconds. Do not add justifications. And I promise you, they say it is funny about life. If you are not willing to compromise, life will always offer you the best, provided you're willing to ask for the best. And check your expectations. They say you can judge a person by the quality of questions that you ask. So, my friends, asking is an art, receiving is an art, being open to people going to ask you will also be better once you start the practice to ask. Asking does not make you small, it gives you a lot of clarity. Ask questions, asking helps you build great relationships. I promise you, asking can get you an extra scoop of ice cream, a new refill from a Starbucks. It can definitely get you the girl you want. It can definitely make you open. Be okay with the 99 or 100 no's that come your way. In sales classes, they thought if you want to excel, you should know how to sell. And selling is also asking. So after 99 no's, how many times have you said no to people and people are still selling and marketing? To excel, you should know how to sell. Selling your opinion, selling your idea is also a way of asking. So my friends, cultivate this habit. Every day ask people for small favors and be open to people asking you. The joys of giving are way, way, way beyond happiness than the art of asking. But asking needs to be cultivated. You want a raise, you want to take somebody out for coffee, please do not hesitate. I am telling you, there are so many surprises that are waiting for you in your life. Only if you can master this art. Immediately after this quarantine, start today. Ask the people around your house, ask neighbors for small things and the joy that they will get. Ask a small kid to share the chocolate. Aren't we taught this as a child? Beta, share karo, share karo. Yeah, you say, Chandni says that if we do not justify, it leads to misunderstanding. Justification at that moment, Chandni, will only lead to arguments and misunderstandings. Stay calm, let it be the way it is. It's okay if somebody says no, and don't revisit your past very often, Baba. It will not get you anything. As a matter of fact, keep going ahead. How do you deal with dominating personalities? Now, when do people become dominating? They are dominating, Palak, because they are suffering from an inferiority complex. Depends on how important that relationship is. If it's something that you can leave, the best way is communicate, express them once or twice and then leave. But the right time to ask me questions, my friends, comes tomorrow. Yeah, what is it that you would like to ask? And of course, go to Google. I am not saying there is anything bad in going to Google, but wherever possible, answers with emotions, answer that come with a more meaning, with a more understanding. Yes, you need to frame your questions very, very well, and that needs to be mastered. That is something you should ask Google. How do I ask this? How do I start with something? Why do I attach a meaning? Why? I have said this, nothing means anything except the meaning you give it. The meaning we have been giving, asking is Bichara. Bichara. It makes you small. It makes you feel inferior. Not at all. It means that you are open. Yes, Achal, I will speak to Malvika and see. My Bhabi, you can ask me anytime here. What about insults after asking? I don't think it's an insult. Maybe you're tapping the wrong door. Like an insult, Baba. मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ, चलो मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ. Does that make me feel insulted? No. When I don't look at it as an insult, it's not an insult. Gratitude. And if you guys want to understand the magic of gratitude, शुक्रगुजार होने में क्या जादू है, so then do join us that time. If that happens, great. Otherwise, next week I will be coming again on Monday as usual at 5 p.m. and we'll be sharing more. Saturday, Sunday is your day to ask me questions on asking. Ask me anything. be okay with no, because I have a lot of friends there who will say, Acha, send me 10 lakh rupees. So that is not asking, okay? When I mean asking for small favors, asking for things that you believe that the person whom you're asking has in abundance and he or she can share. But all the same, friends, feel free. This weekend, practice this art of asking. Develop this new muscle in your brain. Change the meaning you have been giving to asking and practice it 100 times. And I promise you, you will get some amazing results by this art. Wishing you all the best and a lovely weekend. Let the asking time start now. God bless you. You guys are awesome. I love you very much. Take care. Bye bye.